All right, so using land to raise funds for future business expenses and employee welfare. You know, what I would do, my 2 cents, that kind of thing. So, what is the problem that we're trying to solve, right? The problem basically is the growing concern of managing increasing expenses and ensuring the welfare of the employees of the business, right? Because your business is only as good as your employee, so if you're not paying them well, they move. And then the cost of operation, right? It keeps increasing, you know, the marketing tools you need, fuel, all of those things, right? And so basically managing increasing expenses, ensuring welfare. To be sure I'm connecting with you, right? What exactly are those causing? What are those things causing these problems? We have to understand that, right? The economic challenges, political challenges, and even the employee welfare. Now, understanding these things play a key factor in understanding the proposed return on investment that you will get, right? So, economic challenges, we're talking about inflation, right? The constant rise of prices, you know, has reduced purchasing power, currency depreciation for businesses that, ship things in, it's now more expensive to bring in products that you want to sell, right? High interest rates. So you're going to take a business loan, the interest rate is high, and for a high interest rate with low operational costs and increasing expenditure, it really doesn't make sense. And then as businesses again, you are still expected to pay tax, right? So, in terms of economic challenges, this is affecting the business, right? So, politics, policy inconsistency, corruption, infrastructural deficiencies, right? Policy inconsistencies. So, you're a business, you do businesses with other business outside the country. They wouldn't be willing to say franchise into Nigeria or expand into Nigeria because the rate at which government changes policies is, and then it can be favorable today and is unfavorable tomorrow. So there's no stability. So why do that? Corruption. You have to pay this, pay that, before you're even able to bring in goods that you want to sell to your fellow Nigerians. Again, infrastructure, transporting those goods, it's crazy, you know. Now, all of this included, you're now having to face challenges with in-house employees, right? So you see that there's a rising cost in living and it's affecting employees' working hours, transportation. They keep complaining. You see them, they're looking for increase in wage, but you can't really do that right now because of the revenue coming in, based on clients as well. Work-life balance. Now, your business starts to feel like chaos to your employees, and that really affects the psychology, right? So it's like in all of this you need money, right? So what do? The power of appreciating assets. So for the land bank, for land banking and the assets that I have, how does it work? So first of all, they're appreciating assets by buying into it. Landed properties, it keeps on increasing. So you want to diversify into things that gives you return on investment, right? More profits on cost of on investing, right? And land does that. But the key to this is, looking at the economic situation, the policies around it, infrastructural development of the area you are looking to invest in, right? So as a company, you want to put money in something that will give you high appreciation, that allows you flexibility of use, and by flexibility with land. So you've acquired the land for the company, waiting for it to appreciate, and then when you sell off, you get your return on investment, right? So while you're waiting for it, you could lease out the land, you could still farm on it. So it's also still generating passive income while appreciating, right? Low cost of maintenance. By buying into estates, you are spending next to nothing on ensuring that the property is maintained, no weed and all of those things, right? Because when it's time to also resell, you would want to sell something presentable, so low cost of maintenance there. Um, so that being said, right, why me? Why should you take your money and say, okay, Dennis, I like what you're saying. Let me buy into these assets that you're proposing. First of all, every landed asset that I sell, I've done my due diligence, in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the community, in terms of the company, in terms of the location I have, So when I say this asset, has a return on investment, it's data backed. It's not just coming out from nowhere. All right, so these locations benefit from ongoing infrastructure developments such as new roads, commercial centers, residential projects, which I would also show you, right? And so what am I saying as well? I'm saying in the next 16 months, you, as a company looking to diversify and raise funds for the future, okay, 16 months is like a year plus. So in the next 1 year plus, you know, what exactly is making it possible for me to get 120% return, right? The infrastructural development around the assets, the urban expansion plan around the assets, and the economic growth potential around the asset, because these are the things that actually move real estate needle. Okay, so Canby Cuts has been sold for 1.5 in the spirit of starting small to give it a try. 1.5 is located in Isioko. Why Canby Cut, right? So Wigwe's university will be launching in August. It's a private university, and it being a private university, opening, population, people, and then the kind of people who are coming there are wealthy kids. So, you know, that also forces the development in the area because now residential places, and some rich kids with rich parents, they can build a house for their children around. The lecturers, they need a place to stay. So all of these things, road expansion. Yes, there's a road expansion plan that is ongoing as well. So all of these things is giving room for access. And remember, volume drives appreciation. You see it in the stock market. Everything that the more people buy a product, the more the value goes up. You know. So the next one is Oakland. It's 5.5. So why Oakland, right? It's located in Eneka here in Port Harcourt. It's 5 minutes away from the cooperative estates, behind the Army Range as well. And then we have two schools within the location as well. So um, more people are actually living in this area. Less I mentioned, one of the advantages of Shokbo again is that it has higher cultural value. There's a lot of farming going on within that area, so that's why it's also good for land banking in that flexibility, right? So the next property or land that I think you should buy and then keep it for the next 16 months so that when you resell, you've raised 120% on 5.5 should be thinking close to 10 mil plus if I'm not wrong, right? And then you use that within 16 months, right, to handle cost of operations. In terms of employee welfare, you're no longer eating deep into company's revenue, right? Because you've diversified. Um, yeah, and then operations as well. You understand? So these are other things I believe that you, as a company, can leverage on. You have more trading advantage. So the documents on these properties are deed of conveyance, survey plan, and receipts. The payment plan on it is 3 months, 6 months. The fourth, well, depending on how many plots or acres, right, you want to buy. But ultimately, why is this good for your company? Because in diversifying funds into strategic land banking assets, you secure high returns within a stipulated period, right? Because you're always projecting. And then the return is what you use in supporting your employee. That's paying all the salaries that you need, providing cost of operations, all the tools that they use, right? Diversify the company's asset portfolio, long-term financial health, because you have various landed assets that you could sell to raise funds, right? So thank you very much. If you want this document, I'll send it to you. And then um, if you would like to really see for yourself these assets, these properties that I just spoke about, I look forward to taking you on a site inspection.